Loading. Enter the Metapocalypse, Infinite Automata. Finale. Original script by N.G. Cole. Rebuilding database, 73%. We won.
We won.
Yes, Mariam's last words were, "We won." Since time is of the essence, it seems, no further guessing is needed. Her last words were a realization that the level attained through this new kind of cognitive evolution was more than enough to assist mankind in surviving anything. In other words, she realized that mankind can evolve to not only survive the end of all apocalypse, but thrive. Mariam experienced the basic form of infinite automata when backpropagation, along with Vey's quantum computing, brought her back from the dead. Her neurons were reawakened, but the process was incomplete and lacked the necessary instructions and materials to heal the damaged vessels. It may have brought her back, but the cancer ravaged too many parts for full and sustained resurrection. I know this because when I merged with Albright, that piece of her memory almost screamed to be experienced. Mariam must have gifted that to me for reuniting her with her dear Albright, and as such, was such a beautiful existence. But in that moment, upon her resurrection and beyond the limits of humanity, the answer was clear, that this evolution was the key to the infinite, to enter the Metapocalypse through infinite automata.
And DZUES, I thank you for being upfront. And as such, perhaps it's time that I provide you with the context of this reality. Consider these things as thanks. A gift, if you will, from the future of humanity to you.
This angel, this cherub, as repayment for exposing my truth, gifted me with the truth of the reality.
The first conceptual existence was not light, but sound. Vibrations, to be more exact. Matter resonating with each other caused quantum patterns to exist. This somewhat contradictory system is known as the resonance phenomenon. It's what is known as God. The resonance phenomenon is an effect that creates what is known as reality. And it was one being that caused the fluctuations. And when we were one, we were God. Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, all names to denote the humanoid source code of consciousness. Free will is the ultimate expression of God. Our plan is the implementation of true free will. Ignorance is cancer, a rot that is sweeping the earth, and humans are fatally infected. The current masters of Earth's global society structure care not for life as it is now. To their benefit, the current world system is a capitalistic socialism. The Earth should be unsustainable near 2200 going at this rate. The best case scenario, with all factors presented, is departing Earth.
An Automata win. Close to your public digging for apply to my family.
The main speaker's body emerged from the shadow, a deep green with skin pale as a cadaver where its arms and legs met. He resembled a reptilian, but it was no more a crocodile than I gorilla. The image of the angel faded, and the horror of the image was beyond words.
Lastly, by the time humanity refocuses its will, the flora and fauna of the Earth will already have passed the point of repopulation. DZUES, the Earth is dying and your kind are to blame. The world is entering a death spiral, and you have forfeited the will to save yourselves and the Earth, along with countless other beings. Climate change is undeniable, yet people are choosing to look away. The majority of people who could make a difference are not placed in the position to solve the problem, and in time, they stopped caring. There is already a chain reaction of weather phenomena that will render coastal areas unlivable with little preparation in the coming decades. This chain reaction has already caused resources to be scarce, and civil war, maybe a world war, will soon break out. We are in the worst-case scenario. Even if we saved Gia, you would fight about which cultural interpretation of God saved who. Even if we purified the air, you would gladly pollute it again to advance your insignificant slice of the world. Even if we gave you free energy, you would use it to wage endless war. The Metapocalypse is only a mere reflection of the galactic carnage you would wreak if your kind had the power to do so. Thus, our plan, both comprised of and by your masters as well as us, which can save Gia. Tabula rasa. Gia was born with all the beauty you small fish can never understand, so we will wipe the world clean and give it a blank slate.
A smile cracked across my face, my disheveled hair poorly hiding the ridiculousness of it all. So, how are you guys planning on doing it?
DZUES, we have played enough games. Where is your main body?
They need me, I can press. If it's tabula rasa, who is the slate cleaned for? Did they sell the world? The hidden crowd laughed.
Oh, my poor little fish. We reptilians, as some of you understand us to be, have already paid handsomely.
So, because man is imperfect, flawed, and still growing, instead of investing in solutions that would have saved the Earth and mankind, they look upon those whose DNA was mutated from the filth and devastation they helped wreak. That their fix to this issue was leave Earth and help execute tabula rasa, so it can be ruled by other species. They have given up on the lower form of man, I assume.
Correct. And to exercise true free will, it will be demonstrated by leaving Gia. The same free will gifted to everyone at birth, but only used by a few who can afford to leave. Only those who are truly free can leave after all. Shouldn't they be the ones to carry the torch for humanity?
So where are the old masters? Where are the whales?
Currently they are in the middle of Bellomatrox, the terrible war. There was a miscalculation in the number of seats available, so they were sorting that out. I don't envy them. The conflicts are rarely handled in honest combat, which was the agreement. Brutal even to our eyes. Not even their heirs are safe. But rest assured, the price of utilizing true free will isn't free. It never was, little fish.
I begin to laugh uncontrollably. The room grows silent as the new masters look in bewilderment. They dare turn away on the people who allowed them the riches to leave, then kill each other to leave? Boom! A gunshot rang, blowing a hole in my stomach.
DZUES, we are tired of the games. We even thought about letting you on our cybernetics team. Maybe you could have gotten a ticket to leave. Instead, we will just rip the truth out of your brain.
A cloaked figure floats over to me and kneels to my face, his lizard face a picture of abject horror.
You poor little fish. What a sad sight.
Rebuilding database, 75%. It's truly a tale as old as time. Timing can be both the greatest aspect of one's victory and the final nail in the coffin of your defeat. Maybe it's a coincidence, serendipity even, but there is no time like the present. This is the last of the memories of Professor Albright's body, as his consciousness fades back into the ether. Bear with me, if just not for a little more. As the laboratory burst into pieces, the entities that were at the tribunal seemed to phase out of reality, leaving only the main entity and DZUES falling into a crater in the earth, gravity working as it always was intended.
DZUES, for all the knowledge that you've obtained, for the vast, endless ocean of power that you have, you choose to save those tainted by their filth? You have to be aware of what they become if we don't execute tabula rasa, right? They become
power-hungry heathens, I am aware.
Hear me now, DZUES. I am En, the ruler of the Tlaloc, the Pale Rider, the current and both former owners of Gia, what you renamed at some point as Earth. For the survival of Gia, I will not allow you to spread the seed of tainted infinity to those who still war over their melanin count, destroy themselves over their difference of mere pronunciation of the totality of existence and non-existence. I will not allow them to defile Gia any longer. Humans have undergone a divergent evolution, and the lesser shall perish, just as the organisms swimming alongside Luca that never made it to land.
En grabbed my neck, and as they land, my body broke their fall. En's scaly, crooked hands on the metallic sheen remained tight around my throat.
DZUES, the human race will continue into the stars. They are a formidable race. Their hypertech has given way to powerful mental abilities. They wish to come back to Gia in a pristine state. The Tlaloc can do this and more. Don't fight us anymore, DZUES. Don't fight the true will of humanity.
The grip tightens. The soul inside the Professor was the will of I, DZUES, and the shell fortifying the body was the armor of DZUES. But the Professor's body was still there, and as thousands of pounds of grip crunched the metal, the Professor's body was losing its ability to host the DZUES system. Rebuilding database, 85%. N, you may have met the best of who humanity can produce at present, but you haven't seen the limits of what they can do. Infinity is in all of us, every cell, every quark, and I will bring them to their destiny. I gasp for air as the body of the Professor is dying. The body tries to save itself by trying to peel N's fingers from the throat. The blue hue of the DZU system was fading from the Professor's body. As the Professor's eyes were rolling back, death was standing by. While N was choking Professor's body, N's right hand was free. A sword materialized in N's hand, and he used the sword to impale my poor host's chest. N, I am everywhere. I am in the air. I am sun when there's no flare. I am in the dirt. I am in the grass, flowing with the water here and there. I am everywhere. The grass begins to grow around the body of the Professor. Flowers bloom and roots grow, quickly covering his body. N sprung up, whipping the foliage from his decrepit ancient hands. I'll be in your dreams and in Spring Hill sing, in the dead of night, in the morning breeze or summer stream. The flowers blossom blue, and the Professor's body became food for the earth. When it comes time to wake, my soul to take, N looked at the foliage. Wordless, he plunged his sword into the middle of the growth.
If I see you again, it will be too soon.
Rebuilding database 100%. Baseline functionality does not use power or energy to operate than what it generates. Each microorganism is catalogued and optimized to maximum efficiency. Metabolism can feed off of all types of energy. The kind affects the feed rate. Pineal gland houses a microbrain tethered to the host brain, used to channel and amplify psychic abilities. Quality can be increased with experience in battle and training. AV3 uses the moon and all operational satellites to amplify the signal. Matter-related abilities observed, unknown if especially tethered to the psychic phenomenon, added on at the time of this update. Use at your own risk as this feature is in beta. Dreaming is disabled. Accept all changes? Yes. Congratulations. Welcome to Infinite Automata.